Hey guys, I want to come at you with a quick product review. We'll be reviewing Stephan Kesting's app, Nonstop BJJ Advanced Applications of Fundamental Movements, featuring Brandon Mullins. If you're not familiar with Stephan Kesting or Grapple Arts or Brandon Mullins, use the Google, they'll help you out. But I'm assuming most of you guys are familiar with all of that. So let's take a look first of all at what's in the app. They're looking at 4 fundamental movements and how those fundamental movements relate to all aspects of jiu-jitsu. Those 4 fundamental movements are the technical stand-up, which we all know what that is, the butt double leg, which some of you might not know what that is or haven't heard it called by that term before. It's basically when you're on your butt and you come up into the combat stance, combat base without using your hands. They talk about rolling, and of course they talk about the various ways that you can roll: forward rolls, backwards rolls, Granby rolls, and how that relates to jiu-jitsu. And finally they talk about bridging and shrimping. They kind of lump those together and talk about the various variations of bridging and shrimping and how that relates to jiu-jitsu. They look at all 4 of these fundamental movements plus their variations, and they demonstrate them first of all as a solo demonstration. So when Brandon's showing you how to correctly do a forward roll, how to do a backwards roll, he's by himself on the mat, he demonstrates those movements, explains some of the finer points, some of the details, and some of the variations. And you can see it that way by itself without anybody else in the frame, and it's outside the chaos of live rolling. Inside the app, it's broken down into sections by the fundamental movements. There's 6 to 8 short videos in each section. The first video is the solo demonstration that we talked about, and then the next 5 or 6 or 7 videos are specific techniques that contain those movements, so that you see how those movements are crucial to doing jiu-jitsu. So that's what's in the app. There's about 2 hours of content. Each short little video is 3 to 5 minutes, easy to watch, easy to digest. Yeah, that's what's in the app. As part of a review, I always like to talk about what is to like about the product and what's not to like about the product. It just seems fair. Really, from my perspective though, there's not a lot not to like about this product. So I kind of got nitpicky a little bit and thought, what might some other people think if they were watching it? The first thing that comes to mind is there's not a lot of specific detail on the techniques that are in the video. This isn't a technique app though, so it's not meant for that, so that's fine for me. But some people might wish there were more detail in some of the techniques. The segments are really short, like I say, 3 to 5 minutes. Some people might not like that. Again, I don't mind. And then there's, I guess, not a ton of content. I guess that by today's standards, 2 hours isn't a ton of content. But I failed to mention at the beginning of this, it's only like a $6 app. So when you look at it that way, I think 2 hours of quality content for $6 is a pretty good bargain. Let's look at what is to like about this app. First of all, the layout of the app is very convenient to use, makes sense. Like I said, each movement is its own section. It starts with a how-to on how to do the movement, and then how that movement is used during various jiu-jitsu techniques. So that makes sense to me. It's clear and concise, the instruction is. It's easy to digest. Easy to digest. Also, what's to like about this is it covers pretty much every phase of the game. They show you how rolling will help you with guard retention. They show you how some of the rolling you can do will help you hit submissions and transitions. They show you how the technical stand-up and the butt double will help you finish sweeps, will help you come into a more dominant position, bridging and shrimping, how that helps you with escapes. And I mean, if you download this app and you use it, I think that all phases of jiu-jitsu will get easier for you. Escapes, preventing guard passes, finishing sweeps, hitting submissions and transitions. All those things will get easier for you, I think. So that's really what's to like about it. Of course, it's affordable. I already mentioned that. And of course, it's mobile because it goes on your phone. So if you're still into the DVDs as opposed to the apps, if you're not there yet, this might be a good place to start. I like DVDs, but I'm liking apps more and more all the time. The way I use a product like this is I go to class and I sit in my car for 5 or 10 minutes before I go in the gym, and I watch a couple of quick segments, and then that's kind of what's on my mind for training that night. So that's how I use these kind of apps. I've got a couple of them, and yeah, it's great. Lastly, let's look at the target audience for this. For sure, the newer student has the most to gain out of this. I think that's kind of who they're targeting, is the guy that's been taking jiu-jitsu 3 months or 12 months, 18 months, somewhere in there. I think those are the people that are getting the most. However, I'm a purple belt. I watched all the segments of the app, and I saw some things I thought, well, I really hadn't thought about that before. So even as a purple belt, I found value in it. I would also say sort of a niche market is if you're new to instructing. If you're a purple belt or a brown belt and you've been asked by your instructor to come and start teaching a beginner class once a week or something, this may help you better articulate things. You already know and understand these things, obviously, or you wouldn't be asked to be teaching a class, but this might help you articulate some of those things to your students. It might give you some ideas on how to teach these things. So if you're in that situation, you might want to consider getting this app as well. Lastly, I'm just going to throw this out there. I didn't buy this app to review it. I bought it about a year ago, and I bought it because I consume a ton of Stephan Kesting content online for free, and I thought, how can I kind of give back? How can I support this guy? Because I've benefited from his material. So I just went on, I found this app and paid $6 and felt better about consuming some of his content for free. So yeah, if there's somebody else out there, if you are watching Marcelo Garcia stuff for free online all the time, or Stephan Kesting online for free all the time, or Ryan Hall, any of these guys that have all this free material online, if you're watching them for free, consider buying one of their products and supporting them a little bit. So I'll just end with that, and we'll see you guys on the mat.